there's a lot of mold on the floor underneath. And as you can, the crawl space is not as low as it looks from the outside, but they've got sump pumps and gutters and whatnot, but it looks like moisture getting under the house was probably the cause of the original damage to the wood floor.
Okay.
All right, so we'll just go through a view of the front of the home here. Now where they've got your spacers at the front porch, you want to get those primed and painted. Your water meter is up front, and there's an additional shutoff right here.
Okay. Both shutoffs need the curb key?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, where this is kind of the origin of, or a part of the problem with the water underneath. You got the foundation vents. Obviously, if the leafs and the grade is higher than the vent, water is going to seep inside of the house, underneath the house. Monitoring tree roots around the house. I don't see any tree roots growing up or disrupting the foundation or anything underneath there. And again, foundation vents below grade. That's prone for moisture intrusion below the house.
You think it's high enough to where they can just, like you said, kind of bring the debris back, or you think they need to actually be raised up?
They can, well, they wouldn't have to raise them. What they could do is clean up the debris. And ones like this aren't too bad.
Right.
You can do kind of like a little brick window well. To where then you have gravel
dig
in the
out
bottom
the
of
wells.
that. Yeah,
Yep.
just dig out around so water's not going to flow underneath there like it can now.
Gotcha.
Damaged screens need to be replaced. I'll give you shots of all your sump pumps. You have 3. One here at the front left corner, right rear corner, and kind of underneath the bathroom in the crawl space.
Okay.
And they're all working.
3 sump pumps. Good
Yep.
night.
And again, same thing around here. And you can also see the way the grade kind of comes back. These areas are prone to moisture intrusion. Now, I'm not sure if this gutter extension turns into a French drain or if they've got some kind of drainage
It
going on.
did say they installed French drains.
Okay, well that's
so.
good. That should help you out a lot.
Okay.
Shot of your little mini split for the upstairs. One thing you could do is kick out this condensation drain line just so the water's not dripping on the wall.
Okay.
A couple bucks to do that. 2 little areas have loose bricks. This is along the foundation vent at the left side, and there's one similar area like this on the right side that just need to be repointed.
Okay.
Now we do have some moisture damage to the tree in the front left corner. I kind of poke around a little bit, and obviously damaged wood, moisture damaged wood is kind of bait for wood.
Termites.
That's right.
Yep. But the tree doesn't appear to be dead or falling over.
No,
just,
the tree itself appears good, but this looks like it was a little kind of side tree growing off of it that has been cut down, and that was rotten.
So you think just clearing all that stuff up to allow it to dry?
Yeah, get all this stuff, debris out of here and knock out any damaged wood and take it away.
Okay.
But the tree looked to be good to me. Prepping and painting around your exterior doors.
It's not rotted though?
No. Sealing up areas where you have penetrations in the exterior wall. I can see pest activity underneath the house, typical droppings. I actually saw a mouse under there. He was poisoned. Yes, yeah, he was sick.
Oh,
so I left him.
limping along?
Yeah, I left him alone.
Okay. So that just some like silicone or?
Silicone or a closed cell spray foam, anything just to seal up the holes. This is kind of the biggest gap you got, and you can spray foam that. Yeah, but little areas like this is mainly for little critters.
Continued maintenance, bugs.
Kind of typical stuff. The GFCI outlet at the right side of the home did not trip when I tested it. All your other exterior GFCIs are working good. This most likely is just an old outlet or needs to be replaced.
Swapped out.
Yep. All right, so you have a little sub panel here on the right side of the home, and you can see the power from this sub panel comes directly from the meter base, which is locked out with the tamper tag from the utility company. So the inside of this panel looks good, but I cannot see how they've tapped into the main service, to the main panel. So what they should have done is use what's called a Polaris plug, which allows you to basically tap into the electricity here. What the only potential issue could be is if they double tapped the service, which I can't see.
And you can't see because you can't get in the box.
Yeah, because I can't take off the tag. But anyways, that's just the FYI. I don't know if they did it the right way or the other way, but
you can say
just letting
one
you
way
know.
or the
Yeah,
other.
just letting you know.
And if it is double tapped, it would just be a matter of
It's
long as there's room adding a
yeah,
breaker.
it's an easy fix to do that if they did double tap it. Shot of your little sub panel. Now this does say main breaker, but this is the main breaker for the sub panel.
Gotcha.
Your main breaker is in the kitchen for the house. Here's the other little cracked area on the brick
Seal that
veneer.
up.
Yeah. Any loose foundation vents should be secured. This is here at the side door. You got a little gap there where water could get in. Just want to seal that up, and you can see your paint's flaking. You want to get all that primed and painted. Again, yeah, it's kind of all the way around with the foundation vents. Caulking around windows and doors where the old caulking has dried up. Again, caulking around the flashing at the bottom of the vinyl siding. You got a damaged vent on the right side of the home. Another sump pump. Here's your gas meter, and this is your main gas shutoff if you ever need to shut the gas off. Shot of your outbuilding there, rear of the home. Now here is your heat pump, which we talked about earlier. It's wired up with gas service. It actually operates like a heat pump would, and I looked through here and it does say, you know, it's going to say heat pump. So ran it in heat and cool mode and got good numbers everywhere. So I'm gonna
And so we're thinking just that it's hooked up to gas, but it's not really necessary.
That's right.
That it be hooked up to gas, so it's probably just
Yep.
not even doing anything.
That's correct.
Okay.
It operates just like a heat pump would.
Gotcha.
And here's your age. You have a 2008 3-ton train package unit.
Trains are nice.
Trains are good. Minor damage to the vinyl at 2 locations at the rear of the home.
That's the siding.
That's the siding, yep. Now this is where the ductwork comes into the house, the portion of the vinyl siding is loose. When I went to open up the service disconnect, I noticed the wall covering was loose, so just need to secure this little corner right
Seal
here.
it up, yeah.
Let's see if I can make this brighter.
Actually looks pretty good.
All right, so around the back door, we need to seal up these areas.
Might need a
And that's
few
gonna-
tubes
yeah,
of caulk for
yeah,
this one.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
And here's the other spot where you got minor damage to the vinyl. Now up front, you'll see a little bit of settlement to the sidewalk. I'm not gonna recommend any repairs. Mainly just want to put this in there so the client knows you got a little bit of a trip hazard when you're coming up front. The dishwasher is loose in the cubby, and it also leaks. Well, it appeared to leak. There was a lot of soap in there, so it might have been so much soap it just kind of came out, but it was oozing out through the bottom of the door seal, so I'm not sure if it's going to leak every time or if there was too much soap. Someone should take a look at it and fix the seal if needed.
Okay.
And I'll show you what that looked like. All right, so we checked the heating and air by taking temperature differentials at the return and supply, and as you can see, we're getting good numbers on the heat. There is not a central heating and cooling source in the hall bath, which was pretty typical older home.
Yeah. Is there an exhaust vent in there?
There's not an exhaust vent in the hall bathroom,
Okay.
but there is an exhaust vent in the master and in the upstairs.
So you'd recommend putting at least that in there to...
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to do. But as
Okay.
far as heating and cooling, there's no supply there.
Gotcha.
And so here I am, here's your gas line coming in, and this is typically where your exhaust would be. So that's 100 plus degrees coming out. The heat was running now. Just showing you that this is
Exhaust from gas, from the gas, yeah.
from the gas furnace.
Right.
So just at a glance, this thing would look like a gas furnace, but it's not operating as one. It's operating as a heat pump, and that's just a FYI.
Okay.
Your little mini split is working well upstairs. The light fixture at the right side of the home near the side door is loose. You can see the wires there. That needs to be tightened up. Damaged screens here and there should be repaired or replaced. I'm up on a ladder now. These are just little gaps in the wall that should be sealed up at the mini split. I'll have all your age and info on the mini split. This is, I don't see these every day. It's 2016, so it's brand new. And I'll have to do a little research to see if I can tell you the size of that unit, but it was working well at the time I tested it.
Okay.
Most likely up a little 1 ton or 1.5 ton or something like that. Again, caulking up around windows and doors. There's a shot of your mini split. Now the roof looks good. You got gutters. The gutters do need to be cleaned. There's some leaf and kind of yard debris buildup. There's also some water sitting in the gutters up front, so they need to be cleaned. And if you need the slope adjustment, I'd recommend that too. But your roof looks new. You're missing your rain cap on your chimney. Now the chimney's been eliminated, but it still can leak. You got little kind of wear and tear on your chimney crown, so that should be repaired or sealed up with something to keep it from leaking in the future.
Okay.
Doesn't appear to be leaking now. Another shot of that, just showing you, just typical aging. But the roof, you got some tree limbs that should be monitored and trimmed when they get close to the shingles. But all in all, you have a 30-year asphalt shingle. Everything looks good up there on the roof.
Nice.
A little bit of debris. So here I was coming down and noticed this is right over the front porch. You do have some standing water. Now that could be in there because of the debris, or it could be not sloped right. So whatever's happening, you just want it drained.
Adjusted.
Yeah, you just want it draining. And that's this area right here.
Okay.
At the front gable end of the home, you can see some bare wood, and where the caulking is deteriorated, that's obviously a source for potential moisture intrusion and damage. And this is at the peak, so these two areas we just saw here are kind of right along in here and at the ridge up top.
Okay.
Shot of your water shut off there. Now that's going to be the old curb key, the big old square one that
Okay.
I'm sure you can get it, but you might not be able to
Might
get it.
just want to do the one at the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so the little bump out roofs on the left side and the rear are not flashed. They're sealed with roofing tar. The one at the rear is leaking. I can't get up in there to see if that one's leaking, but from the looks of it, if it hasn't already started leaking, it may in the future.
And that's over the back door?
This is over the side door right
side
here.
door, okay.
Yeah. So that needs to be flashed.
Okay. Will they have to take that whole thing off?
What you could do is just take off the first row of shingles and install some flashing.
And then
Yeah.
lay the shingles back
That's
on
right.
top?
Yeah. And you can just see gaps in the caulking. Caulking is not gonna keep it out. Caulking up your fascia.
Okay.
Typical stuff here and there. And this is at the rear. Now I can actually get in the attic, and I got active moisture at the rear, so it's not horrible, but it is getting in
Needs
there.
to be rectified.
Yep. And that's this little roof right here.
No damage that you saw as a
No.
result of that water?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what happened.
Wow.
So I had to clean up that, and again, the unit was running, but it was leaking suds. So it wasn't like water was flowing out. Like I've had them, soak the kitchen floor. It was just
Right.
literally soap suds, but it should be looked at and repaired by a professional.
Okay.
And also, when I was cleaning up, I noticed they didn't have your little maintenance cover plate on the electrical.
That's the dishwasher too?
Yep, that's underneath it.
While you're on the pool. Cleaning up the sides.
The rear access panel in the upstairs bedroom, you open that up, and the first rafter you'll see has got two staples in it, and it's beginning to crack. It's cracking most likely just because it's old.
Okay.
So they could sister that up, and it would be fine.
Okay.
It's not broken. It's not completely useless right now, but it is.
Needs
you can
reinforcement.
See, yeah, it needs to be reinforced. A couple of areas on the attic upstairs do not have insulation, and from what I can see, it does not appear that they insulated the ceiling of the upstairs bedroom.
Okay.
I stick my head through the little openings, and you cannot see any insulation. There's
Over
some.
the master? Or all the...
No, the master's good. Over
the top bedroom.
The top bedroom.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moisture stains in the attic were dry at several locations. And here you go. Here I'm looking up through kind of the little cubby they give you. So this is the roof, this is the ceiling, and I don't see any insulation.
Okay.
And these stains were all
So
dry.
that would be a good thing to
Yeah, absolutely.
put back in.
Yeah. Now you got a couple loose wires. This was where old attic fan. They removed the fan, and the wires no longer needed. They just taped it up with electrical tape. Best thing to do is remove it. It was tested to be de-energized, but for all I know, you could hit a switch or a breaker somewhere, and
You
that
could
thing is
activate
live.
it, yeah. Okay. So they can just put that in a box and cap it
Yeah,
off?
that'd be fine to put it in a box or remove it or anything like that.
Okay.
The exhaust fan for the bathroom upstairs terminates in the attic. So you're just blowing wet air into the attic. It should be extended to the exterior.
Sure.
Loose wires in the attic should be secured. Same in the crawl space. Checking the mini split for cooling temperatures, and it's cooling good. Just a shot of your structure. You have 2x6 and 2x8 rafters, 2x6 and 2x8 ceiling joists. This is the insulation. This is under the original dwelling. So I'll show you what the new attic looks like in the back.
Okay.
Light bulb was burned out in the attic up front. Again, you got a loose wire. I check it, it's de-energized, but again, for safety purposes, it should be removed or put in a box. missing some inside.